Morgan, half a day and Tucky, and I'm later than I anticipated, because my appointment was at 10, I got out at 11, it was 30 minutes away, and it took me an hour to get home! Anyway, time to continue. Sherlock Holmes, Crimes, and Punishment. We should be wrapping this up today. We kind of have to, because I have an event to go to tonight, and I'm just like, ah. But I have been stabbed. They have taken my blood. And they will tell me, if I can join or not. Oh yeah, all I did was come to Baker Street just so I could ensure that the game saved. All I've done. Everything is still the same. Still the same. Haven't touched a thing. But yeah, I'm gonna... Today's doctor visit is to see if I can join a medical study. I love the way he described it to me. He's like, this is not gonna benefit you in any way. This is gonna benefit people of the future. And I was like, my need to be helpful? Yes! You have piqued my interest, doctor. Jesus. Alright, rare plants. Stolen plant list. Yeah, probably encyclopedia is gonna be your best bet. Stream sin botany. Exotic pets. Plants have a certain toxicity in common, more or less variable. Particularly Florum diabolical. But only under very specific conditions. A plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores. Ooh.
Here it is.
Ooh. They killed him with plants. Ooh. Alright, before we do conclusions. Symbol of the broken pot. Symbol is not from Q, means divine, if I'm not mistaken. Say encyclopedia. House. Science. History. Sin. Tuberculosis the killer. Cocaine, toothache drops. Botany. I don't think it would be a newspaper. I feel like it has to be an encyclopedia, but I'm like, here's a picture? Encyclopedias I've seen are usually, I mean, they were old ones. They were just all words, but for certain things.
That is not the one I need. That is not... That is not the...
It was art. I figured symbol, art.
That is not the one I need.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go through it. I don't think it's these, but I'm like,
That is not... That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
okay, so it is newspapers. I would not have thought that. Okay, let's see what we got.
That is not the one I need.
Immigration. Art club?
That is not the one.
I imagine you would say divine something. Venture. Up.
That is not the one I need.
Okay. That divine syndicate. Blizzard. Picture of Dory Ray. Area. Hey. Oh, wait, there's more. There's a research section. Oh, I didn't know this. Wow, we've gone this far in the game. Alright, let's see. Fine. Cyanide. Mercury. Boxing, sedate, 3 steps. Marks and symbols. For vegetation, urination. The members of the syndicate worship Triwan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world, so generous donations are appreciated. Say release themselves from the material world. Do you mean like give up earthly belongings, or do you mean I am leaving my corpse behind? I have a body that houses my soul.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
Sorry, somebody's asking me about the film thing. It's 10 at 7. Because that'd be really interesting to make 2 worlds of mine meet. Alright, this is another symbol, so we're gonna go back to research. Symbol on the flower pots found in Kew. The pots did not belong. Marks and symbol. Seymour's Garden Equipment and Supplies. We are premium supplier for all our landscape gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and discovery. Ooh.
Here it is.
Send. Info for the persons doing. Alright, the Divine Syndicate pressed a complaint against Q and mentioned an old case. Ooh! I remember. That's the scandal. Divine Syndicate Club, Followers of the God, Triwan. I feel like I'm saying that. Situated on 48 Grosvenor. This is gonna be a task. Read and read? I don't think you can read and read. Da, 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 da. Grab this link. Boop, boop. There we go. Alright. And currently the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial maleficence. No. Malfeasance? It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which has given as its goal the defense and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representations of the opposition.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Watson? Are you watching Danny? Watson, you're married!
Someone should take Toby for a walk. Have you found something interesting?
Have you?
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do.
That's right,
Let us go to Kew Gardens.
Gotta get him to sniff. Before you sniff, I got some to do. Alright. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibit at Kew Gardens. I can see that. Maybe they threw him in there to, like, put him away while they were stealing the plants. Okay. See that? Talk to somebody about this. But Kew Gardens Fest. Divine Syndicate. Be like, hey, why was your flower pot here?
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
All I know is it's gonna be a long day today and tomorrow.
Search, Toby. Search.
Will I sleep? Who knows? Sniff, 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 sniff. Sniff, 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 sniff. Okay. I love his little ears. They're so floppy. Okay. Can I watch See if I could see like his little tail wag as he runs, but it's not in the cards.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found. This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Suspicious. I do analysis, but we also have to talk to somebody, so...
If I go there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
Perfect! Let's go, Toby. We will analyze afterwards.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Oh, he didn't get it quick enough. That's a bit on me. Is it a labyrinth? The maze has multiple dead ends. A labyrinth has only one end.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
Watson.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself, I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Right. I love your tattoo. Analysis? Alright. Palm injury. Acid burn.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
I'm sorry, Vegetable Kingdom had me. I love that.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Everyone.
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green
Treewan.
Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation. A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments. The Kew Gardens symbol.
What's going on? They have your pots and you have their pots? It said it's near the entrance. In the entrance of the temple. Ooh.
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders. This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
I'm just gonna lockpick right here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, yeah, that looks more right. Nope. There we go. Ah, that doesn't work. Okay. Got it. I'm lockpick in front of people. No doubts to my abilities.
These instruments are used for smoking opium. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments. A vast amount of opium. That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Oh no. You just took a nice spoonful.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
I'm a caterpillar napper. Pillar napper? Not touch. Babies.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
I like them though. Not touch.
A tropical.
Check though.
A tropical.
Excuse me. Pick up burp. None of these plants are. I might have the hiccups.
These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Just steal plants. I'm stealing poisonous plants, Watson. You have nothing to say. He's used to my antics at this point. Oh, Holmes.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
What's up, bro?
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
Alright.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Really? Symbol on a broken pot. Kew Garden symbol. Keys for the gardens. Branded flower pots. I feel like symbol, but I'm also like branded flower pots. Again.
Do you have friends at...
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
Oh, really now? There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his greenfly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Huh? Store all the plants from the exhibit, including the deadly species. We've used them to murder, or they stole all the deadly plants. I don't really get a murder vibe from them, so I kind of want to say... arson. Really like plants. Alright, back home. Watson's doing the moves! Let's go, Watson.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
I'm gonna analyze this thing.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Yeah, you straight up were watching Danny.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
Hey. Caterpillars in gold. What's that?
A colorless, water-based liquid.
Oh, inhale.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
That's... the confidence you have to drink potentially poison. And it's like, it's fine. There's a doctor nearby. Said doctor's like, what are you doing?
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you.
Alright.
I need to take a
Sorry. Still gotta pipette it.
red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Fertilizer? Still all the same. Yeah. Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory in the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. Where are we setting up this experiment?
According to the deadly plants information, in order to perform our experiment, we will need fertilizer and food. Caterpillars should do nicely. According to the
Evidence required.
my analysis.
I have to go get the alkaloid? Who's that? I have the caterpillars. I have the plant. I have the deadly experiment. So I'm guessing I need to go get the alkaloid. See? Is that Kew Gardens? Evidence required. Oh, yeah, I still need that. Not here, then maybe where it's white is. That's a lab. Okay. Do I have what I need?
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
Alright, let's try talking to the other two gentlemen.
A water tank. A ventilator.
See why this is gonna take longer. Be over here. Somewhere he is. There he is. Fine, Syndicate.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
You've probably heard of him, yeah?
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
How have you never heard of this syndicate? They supposedly had a scandal a couple years, and you've been the longest working employee. Yeah. Did Hamish work with the syndicate? Was he kind of like, you get your plants back, I get my job that I want? Interesting. I'm gonna take a peek at the guide, because... Find the plant, find out who, set up alkaloid from a chemical laboratory, the caterpillars, perform the experiments. Yeah! When I was at my table, nothing was happening. So I'm like, What step did I miss, you know? Hold on. This is not a very pretty guide. I like pictures. I know what I'm doing. One is slightly better. Oh, it's the entire guide all together. Okay. So the prototype. Oh, way past that. Around here, meet Lestrade at Abbey Grange. Oh, we're past that. Archives of possible sailor suspects. Alright, Kew Garden. Let's take one more gander around my thing. Is it on my table? You're having a time. The evidence required. Tells me I need to get it. Where is it? I went to the only other lab I know of. Unless they're telling me I gotta go back to the Divine Syndicate and grab their alkaloid. Try that. As I scroll. Oh yeah, what was the whole letter business then? Souvenirs. Oh! Oh, these are like, okay. Has been resolved. The evidence that Scotland required from a trustworthy source was more than sufficient to include murder was one of his former harpooners, Pablo. Not be as Corteva was found dead of natural causes, possibly from his remorse at committing such a terrible crime. Alright, let's see if it's their lab that I need the alkaloid from, because maybe I didn't pick it up. Because there was that section.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
There we go. I found it. Hey! The book he's reading!
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Alright. Caterpillar.
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Right? Ooh, a lot of stuff is coming. Alright. Left the plants in order to murder him at a later date or before they were able to. I don't get a murder vibe from them. I get, you know, people who care about plants. Albert's not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores. The knowledge Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee. Nah, I feel like she's got it. Alright, nothing. Oh! Oh! I could. Ooh, hold on. But there's still the cylinder thing we're missing. Not yet. I still think it's Hamish. Like, I haven't found the plant. No. So, like, not yet. I'm not gonna condemn her just yet, because I don't think she did it. Not saying she can't do it. Definitely could. But I'm like, it's Hamish. It's gotta be Hamish. Loading, 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 loading. Alright. Who we chatting up? You? Yes. It's a Cardi party. Hi, Larrington. Again. How is your Wednesday?
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
We found some more clues, Larrington, and my clues are like, Miss White killed Dunn, but I'm like, there's still some other stuff I haven't found, like that weird, mysterious cylinder.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Let's go. Check out dry tropics and then talk to Miss White. But I know we're finishing this today, dang it. Watson, didn't you want us to come in here? With the plants? You're like, we have to go back to the Continental room. That's the Continental room. Maybe he's changed his mind. Fine tropics. Checking. See if there's I missed. It's white. Right, and there's still the thing over there. We have the map. It's also really suspicious that none of you have heard of the Divine Syndicate. Like, y'all had a scandal with them.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert to Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Keep looking to the side. And now she's seeming suspicious.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Oh! Yes. Inhaled. Set up? Yeah, no. You definitely inhaled the spores. Knock this over. Escape the room. Set. Oh, yeah, no. Do the, fan.
According to this, they have light and
when
moisture
Montague Dunn
control
was
in some
standing
parts
close
of the
by
building.
the plants.
The caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Who hit caterpillars?
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
The greatest person anyone could ever ask for as a friend and assistant. Caterpillars. Do I have to go... Hold on. The only other ventilation shaft I know of is in the seed. How would I get the caterpillars to move, I wonder? It's quite a long way. Ah. This thing.
Before starting the engine, the power is on.
But I have to start then power. Oops.
The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
And then what, just caterpillars? Alright, well while I'm here, I do want to check this.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Other one? Oh? See this one.
Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior...
Yes, it can.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It worked perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Had the opportunity to stimulate, as a biologist, he would have understood on how to do it. Oh, so I'm saying she doesn't have the experience? Wow, rude. Could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the divine plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he locked him inside the room. Going for it. I'm gonna arrest Hamish.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Is there anything else I need to do before I go arrest him? Nope. I think it's Hamish. Oh god, I hope it is. Which, it's gonna feel bad now, because Miss White is leaving, and Albert doesn't want anything to do with the gardens. Sorry, Albert. Looks like you're gonna be in charge after all. Lestrade! Of course, it stuns things. Lestrade! Hi, friend.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Sometime later.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
I feel like there's every need to hurry. Something's gonna...
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
It's not the killer.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Huh? Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
So how is his confession and club foot? Hamish acted alone? Probably not, which makes me think Margaret. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibia torsion on his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? God damn it. Talk to Lestrade. Margaret did it.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Sorry. I meant my friend. This one.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
You
The
remember.
map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Okay.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Alright. Albert meets Montague Dunn and Martin Hamish at the Seat House. Alright, Martin at around 9:30. Okay. Albert was in the Seat House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visit Miss White at 10:10. Okay. That was around 20 minutes to 10. When Hamish and Montague went out to the backyard after 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection, and into the dry topics room. Hamish returned to the Seat House. And it's 2:10. I hope that's right. Yeah, in the dry tropics room. Entered the dry tropics. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed that Dunn was unwell, which was at around 10:30. Seat House, he observed Hamish returning, visiting Miss White at 10:10. Returns to the Seat House. 20 minutes to 10. Went out. After 10 minutes. This might be wrong. I'd say more about the dry tropics room, but turns out it's quite a dry topic. Son of a bitch. Quite dry, but perfect. Alright. We go in the backyard. Around 20 minutes to 10. After 10 minutes. After 10 minutes. I was talking with Hamish. Had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White. Miss White. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert and the water lily join them there. 40. Hope this is right.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
As if she was in the lab. Hold on. Let me look at the lab real quick. Oh, it might be Albert. Albert might have helped him kill him. But she doesn't have a window in here. She was recording the thing. I don't know where the 320 is. Oh, hold on. Let's give it a listen.
Here it is.
Never know, right? Evidence required. At 320. There it is.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Crap, it's Albert. Or not, it's unlikely that White would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door. Ooh! I can see Albert and Hamish teaming up because maybe Albert's like, hey, I want to be Navy. I'm gonna kill my dad and you can take over. Our not accomplice would have had the opportunity in 10 minutes, would have been not enough to lock the door. He's the only one that has a window. Unless it was more of she ran to lock the door, and Hamish, having gone back in that room, was like, I see it, and then she runs back to the lab. But she did the recording, and apparently it seems like she's there for the entire 20 minutes. Kind of the vibe he gave. I hope I'm right. Oh, I hope I'm right. There's no guarantee the recording was being made at that time. Well, we just listened to it. That's what Holmes just said. Where he's just like, yeah, she was in the laboratory. So it's like, okay. He's like, it's very long. So if the recording's very long and she literally has 20 minutes to go from there run, walk, run back, and this recording is supposedly going while she's talking and giving her report. Kind of just leaves Albert. The recording could have been prepped another time to create an alibi. That is a good point. That is a very good point. Is it her? Ah! 20 minutes is a lot nicer than 10 minutes. Not sure if the mind map allows for that. Well, they made me say she has a lack of experience, which I'm like, ah. Yeah, because if I do that, it gets rid of everything. So I have to say she doesn't have enough experience with deadly plants. Hamish is the mastermind. But I guess that would be he's not involved. Hamish did it alone? That's also an option? No. Right, because there's also the disagreement and her situation. That is a good point, though. She could have prepped that ahead and been like, oh, this is what I recorded that day. I'm gonna... Hold on. I won't let me listen. I wanted to re-listen to this old one, because I think she starts off with the date and time. This recording didn't seem to start off with the time. I'm more inclined to believe your version, because it makes sense. Plus, 20 minutes seems better than 10. Because 10 minutes is a really small window. Let's see if we're right! Alright. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Yeah, that's true. Alright, Miss White is a dangerous woman, very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for a monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son Albert and later pushed Martin Hamish to a suicide. She deserves the rope. Or, Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. She deserves a second chance. I want to be nice, but at the same time, I'm like, you don't kill the sugar source. I don't know. I kind of want to condemn her. But I'm like, that just means 3 people. That would mean 3 people are dead. Mr. Dunn, Mr. Hamish, and then Miss White. And then here's poor Albert like, I have to manage this. Oh god, Albert would probably die. The stress alone of trying to manage that place by himself minus 3 people who were like all about it. Hamish didn't really give like I tried to save her vibe. Then again, when we first talked to him about her, he was like, I don't get why she's doing this. So I kind of want to take a look at the guy, but I'm also like, no. I'm gonna absolve her. I want her to be like a favor in my pocket. Like down the road, I'd be like, Miss White, I could have had you arrested. Tell me some shit about plants. God, I hope we're right. Continue.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining, the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right, you can count on me.
Little Buttcrack. Be quiet.
Perfect. We're sneaking. Hi, Tony. Again.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
Suspicious.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
I am not blaming you, Miss White. You are a young and brilliant woman, trapped in a dull and hostile world. Life has never been easy, men in particular.
You... It is hopeless.
What?
Indeed. Well, it may be true that I cannot yet change the world, but I can spare your life.
My life. There is nothing left to save. I have lost everything. Do you hear me? Everything! And you were just like all the others. You would abuse and take advantage of a vulnerable woman.
I hardly think so. Now just listen to me.
I've tried so hard, but I have had enough.
Oi!
Miss White, no!
Shit!
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Watson, get her!
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Watson? Watson? Eh! Just smack it out of her hand!
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Hey! Do what I want.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me?
Just
or worse.
straight up. Huh! Stop it! I didn't sleep for 12 hours. Big same. Ooh! Oh no! Miss White is a desperate woman, a victim of society. When Dunn cast her aside, her life stopped. She killed him in pure desperation with the help of Martin Hamish. She was the one who locked the door. It was the caterpillars. She did not deserve such a terrible fate. Are we correct? Ah! Let's go! Hidden Samaritan? People solved the case the same way. Nice. People made the same moral choice. Oh no. We have a heart. Bump bump. Okay. We all agreed that she did it, but everyone else was like, hang her. And I was like, no, because then poor Albert has to manage the place by himself. Also, who doesn't want a botanist in their pocket? 78% of people are awful. I don't think I've condemned anyone yet,
Where
have
are
I?
you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have.
What a
Where
pocket.
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Oh my god.
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash.
Ooh.
Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Love that he
Well,
was
we can't go there.
excited.
We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
I'd forget about the dinner. Like, Holmes, somebody's life is at stake. Focus. But the dinner. Honestly, hedgehog goulash sounds really good. Also, how does Nutcracker Danny make her food? Because they're like, oh, Nutcracker Danny's way. It's like, interesting. She seems to be doing well. She lives across from us on Baker Street. Crushing it, bro. I think this is the last case. I'm excited. Little lantern. Oh, Jesus. I'm going the wrong way. Horsey. You go. Oh, darkness? Oh!
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
It hurt. It took my blood.
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
I'm gonna go with they shot each other at the same time.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Fireworks? What?
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
See what you mean now. I was like, what are you talking about, fireworks? Game. I thought, like, in reality, I thought Canada was just being like, fireworks! Bop! I was like, what's going on? Oh, literal fireworks. I thought it was a metaphor. Oh, I Perfect.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
He learned. He learned from the Ripper case. Nice. Nice.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Now let me examine the bodies. 10 days?
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Anyone stands a chance when a bullet gets ya.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Gonna take it and find out. Plates. Stuck object. It's a wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Cane.
This shard of wood is quite new.
Those fireflies? Does he have fireflies around him?
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Sir.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Before you tell me anything to my face, let me examine you here. See what I can do. Some I am. Class, balaclava, Marion War. All right, you're a war vet. See the button. Poor life. Requires support. Weak leg. Limping. All right, you were saying?
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Because it was 2 different guns?
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Got so far. Well, what do we got so far? Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Merrill's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Suspicious. Do I talk to you about that?
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Doing a lot of fiddling.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Guessing the wood piece belongs to possibly your cane.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Oh, come on. Let me look at that cane. I'm on this case, man. I'm on it. Examine the...
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
What's that? Fire. Ashes. Burnt paper.
The papers are almost entirely burnt. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Suspicious. Suspicious, I say! On it like a gin and tonic.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Table. Sweepings. Shredded paper.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. His kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Such an interesting thing. I'm gonna take the time to cut the paper before I throw it into the fire.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
That's a statue. Oh.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims. The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Oh, Mr. Turner.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Approached the body, took something, broke the stick. Cut paper. Fire, place the broken stick. First step first. He woke up. Open the window. Approach the body. Put down his stick. Then cut papers and threw him in the fire. Is that what happened? He's like, oh my goodness, a matter. Gonna take this. Gonna return my stick. Take something from the bookshelf. Hobble on over. Cut up paper. And then chuck it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
I'm just curious about the cutting up the paper step. You could just chuck it in the fire. Books. Fat prints.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
I'm just gonna come in like, Mr. Turner. Wanna explain this?
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
So, Mr. Turner. Try this again.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I can walk very quickly.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
Mm-hmm.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Most sincere. What is this?
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground. This precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
All right.
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
That again. The person says they're going out tonight to watch their film screen. Wiggins!
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
I know you will, Wiggins. Good brother. Alright, madam?
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
I am excited to hear the freaking suspect's testimony, because, like, it's looking bad right now.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Investigate the crime scene and the witness. There's nothing else here? Here at Half Moon. It says complete, but I just want to see if maybe they have any slit.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with... I'm all...
Hello?
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Object of interest?
A fair...
How dare you tell me I'm done investigating the scene, game, but there was a pole? Okay. Totally a stain.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
Game. Another object. Alright, let's go talk to the kid. Imagine he's an older brother.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
It's in pole position.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that?
Hold on, I'm looking at shapes of noses. You like noses? Or were you just trying to figure out what you're... Alright, what did he have on him? Revolver.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
How many bullets we got?
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. 2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
They sounded different. Let's not forget that.
2. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Alright, what do we got for our deductions? Alright. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. They're made from different points in Half Moon Street. I think it was multiple shots. Kenneth, Butler, and Brian Vercotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. The witness testimonies in the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit. We'll get back to this. I'll find more clues, don't worry. Are there bodies here? I don't think so. They're still, yeah, they're... Hey man, you're still here? One day they'll work on you. One day they'll open you up and then put you in the ground. But today, you hang out with me again. Alright, where you at?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Oh, you're an older fellow.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
I'm more likely to trust you, because, you know, like... You know me. You know I treat you and, you know, your brother and his little gang, little irregulars, alright? But, you know. Guessing brother lives separate. Grew up on the street. Ah! Did say they punched you. Fancy scarf, downtown fashion, cush job, office clerk. Scarf. Also did Westgate.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
The mirror!
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Westgate.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me about Brian.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Okay. All right. Right. The person whom Leighton described in statements as a figment created to vindicate himself. Violent crime committed could have had a personal motive. Okay. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Alright, solve, investigate the bracelet. There's a possible crossfire. Examine the dead bodies and perform a reenactment. Let's go to the archives.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Okay. Encyclopedia then?
That is...
art?
That is...
These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. 5 rams, Italy, been missing from the museum since 1885. Well.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
I am archives. Antiques. I just need antiques. Unless it's a newspaper article. Economic science, technology, history?
That is not the one.
Is it newspapers? They mentioned missing, so 1885. Were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop. Attempted sounds like you said yes. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of the Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found. Did it wanted the rest?
Here it is.
It's like, hand it over.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Yep. We're at 5 for this game. We got pretty good. Careful, Nina. We copyrighted music. This is pawn shop. The key.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Not breaking and entering if you have a key. Actually, that's a good question. I have a key. I didn't break anything, but I did enter. That's probably why we have unlawful entrance laws now.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Ooh, objects of interest? Okay.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Same statue as Mr. Turner.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of gold jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me into the... Fuck? I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Ally and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Now, hold on. What is this? This? much is this? Ah! It's like a thumbtack. I just found it at the bottom of my shoe. It's either an N or a U. Never seen with pictures on them. I have my own mystery to solve. So they knew each other.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Alright, so Brian and Butler knew each other, so whoever this mystery man is, I'm betting it's Foley. Like, I'm here to get my jewels. Alright, the search for the missing could be the motive for the crime that was committed. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Violent crime committed. Could have had... No, I think it's... somebody else. I don't think it's an imaginary man. I think they shot at each other. Alright. Next step. There, we gotta go re-examine the bodies. So weird. Go this way. Hello, buddies.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Hey. Back off. He said he picked a gun for me. I can't see anything.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
The pole comes into play. Come along, pole.
This should be useful.
Oh, I can't see. I could barely see anything. Oh, there's a hole.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
I don't have to do over here, like, surprise secret hole. Did I say? I sensed it. Alright. Kenneth Butler and Brian both died of crossfire with each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. Or, Kenneth Butler and Brian were the victims carried out by one person. One person. Double murder. Statement regarding who disappeared now seems reasonable as the 3 shots prove the presence of a second gun that is now missing. I don't think each of them are holding a gun. Let's see what happens if I select it. Nothing. Okay. I think they got pooed. Alright. Oh, Constable Marrow.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Ooh, I'm the constable right now. I'm the constable! Assuming direct control. Constable, it is hella dark. Assuming direct control! Oh, Jesus!
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
A little terrified, just... really dark. Oh my god!
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
You know, check your 6, right? Like, basic... Tags are getting me. Hiding. It's like crouched behind a barrel or something. Where is he? Oh!
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Okay. Alright. Up the walls. If we can assume that there was one more person in Half Moon Street at the time of the crime, then there was no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action, recreate the fireworks described, and latent attempt to climb the wall. Climbing walls now. Find the flare gun and climbing equipment. That's back at the pawn shop. Hello.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Phone buzzed. Oh, message me.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Nothing else, right? Go back. Alright. Constable Marrow.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Need to quit messing with my friend Wiggins.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
He's like, finally, I'm in the role of a criminal. Alright, find a spot where a man might be able to climb the wall and remain unnoticed. Oh, it's hella dark. A window that's open? I can't see. It is dark. Oh my god. Wow, that is so much better. This would have been so much easier in Full Moon Street. Okay. Now that I can see way better. I feel like could have climbed and hidden up here, no? God, look at that. That's so much better. Alright, looks like there's 3 options.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
Oh.
This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Yeah, the mirror. What the? Oh my god. I was not ready for this.
I can barely see anything.
Yeah, you don't hear me struggling on this wall?
Holmes? Are you there?
No.
I should try climbing faster.
I'm tapping, I'm tapping. I'm tapping, I'm tapping. Come on, Holmes.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
No.
Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Ah! It immediately falls. Inspect the... I saw words. It's been my imagination.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Jacket. Shabby fabric. Black threads.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Else in the attic? All right. No, Leighton's innocent. Excuse me, he is innocent. They're all like, it can't be. I need more clues. I just need more clues. Go back home. Oh, just solve the crime. Is it horsehair?
Toby, you're in a chair.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
Yes. Pet him. He's a good boy.
Who's a good boy, Toby?
Hello, Toby.
Pet the Tobes.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Thanks.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes.
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Nice intuition on the horsehair. I'm gonna say probably the only reason I know about horsehair is because we had a horse tail, I guess you would call it, in our house. I don't think I remember the full story behind it, but I just remember just this huge ass horse tail. There was the skin and then it was the hair, and it was just hanging up in our house for some reason. And we didn't believe it was real, but then we learned about horses and flies and how swishing, they're killing flies, and I was like, how accurate is that? So I remember grabbing a bunch, just being like, can't be that bad, and I hit myself, and I was like, ah! And I was like, I see why the flies die.
The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Larger than a horse? We're in London 1890 something. Bull? Bear, right? I was like, a black bear? But it would have thick, coarse hair. So my brain was like, gorilla. And I was like, what the fudge would a gorilla be doing in London? I'm like, I don't know, a circus. Water buffalo? Those things are... Zoo? Right? Somebody working at a zoo? The man who vanished from the crime scene could be a circus acrobat. He managed to scale a 30-foot-high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from a large exotic animal was found. Or, imaginary. Circus acrobat. I'm here for it. Circus, then. Circus it is. Who am I gonna discuss the circus thing with? I need more clues. Fred.
I'm always wondering what's...
Hold on. I think I have to change something. This? The person who was seen only by Layton escaped the crime by climbing the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. The criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. There we go. Time to consult Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. Alright. Where am I going? Wiggins! I know where he is. He's at Half Moon. Oh yeah, Twitch top streamer joined Kit. Hey, what's going on? Alright, Wiggins! Ooh. Your hands off him.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong.
Oh, sorry.
You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes.
Wrong button.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Tell him to F off. Sorry, I was reading a message because I'm trying to coordinate with my friend to see if they can come watch my short film because all of my roommates are busy. Sadness.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Good man, Wiggins. The next morning, very early.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
An elephant.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
Didn't even think about that.
Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Shut up, I do not have that much. Sorry, I was checking the card that I got for doing the whole test thing today. Wait. I got $250? I got $250 for today's appointment? Let's go. Okay, medical testing.
Hey, you! Stop right there.
Huh?
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off.
Alright.
You're a bit slow to...
Disguise yourself in order to enter the circus. Well. Back to Baker Street. Alright, what would circus person wear? I just want to say hi to Toby again. Toby!
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap and...
Love him. Best. Alright. What? Circus person. Wild do we want to... I think an upturn cap, you know. It's smart. Perfect. No one suspect a thing with this mustache. Alright, black suit, brown suit. Probably not a suit. Bandit outfit. What is the farmer outfit? Gown. Sailor outfit. Unbuttoned suit. Casual suit. Okay, I'm gonna say bandit outfit. Is this what they want? Some facial hair, a seedy suit, and a hat should work. Yeah, I got all that. Perfect.
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs.
Oh, I'm wearing glasses. Sorry.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
This evil mustache, I'm all about it.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Foley works at... is an acrobat at the circus? There's nothing else hiding around here, you know? Elephant in there. I know this game. I know this. It's a really small cage for an elephant.
So, everything is here just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Right.
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Ooh. Foley must be good at inventing sounds for plays. Right? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, his last name is like job in the film industry. Yes. Rise up and keep rising from lamb into lions.
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day.
I just had a weird thought with printing press, because, you know, it's like you gotta grab it and, like, you know, crank the thing because it presses the ink onto the paper. But, like, does that mean printer press people were, like, super jacked? Like, can you imagine just, like, one person's just there all day, just, yeah, and, like, someone else is, like, you know, putting the paper in and someone's, like, taking the paper out. Oh my god, I just need a bunch of, like, really ridiculously swole printing press people now. Oh, this is a hint at what was coming in the big Moriarty game. Is it?
From Lambs, in this poster was
Now. Big Moriarty game? Wait, did they make it another game?
this wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside.
Object.
There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out.
Wasn't this one and the last one being played out of order or something? I don't know, because the last one came out before this one, but the way the story was kind of written, because at least in that one and some of the previous ones, we already had the harpoon, and they were like, Black Pete. And then we played this one, and we were like, wait a minute. We just solved the murder of Black Pete. It could be, Larrington, it could be. Alright, so we need an object to crack that, but hold on.
The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure.
Yep.
Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder.
Because we know Moriarty wanted to plant bombs,
The barrel,
which we disabled.
powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on the table over there. Open that.
Yeah. But real quick. Left ear. Then again, actually, does the UK follow the left ear thing, or is that just a United States thing? Recent trauma. Nice veins. Ring with a ram head. Oh. Stolen artifact. Taped fingers, agility practice, acrobat. Left ear? It's something we do in the States to, you know, before it was cool, or not cool, but like before it was safe to be queer in public, it was a pierced ear to like signal to other people like, hey. And of course there was the hanky code. That was more of like once you were actually like in a club and establishment, instead of talking to everybody and trying to find something, you used a color-coded hanky that you would hang out of your pocket, and that would determine like what you were into or what you were looking for, and learn the code, so they'd be like, oh, this color? Just what I'm looking for tonight. Hi, Dickens! Heck in! Came at a great point. We were talking about left ears. And queer culture. Which I feel bad, because from what I've heard from my friends who are like older queer people, they're like, it's difficult now. Because most people, because they're like, are you wearing the hanky for the actual color represents, or just for a fashion statement? So that they tend to like not assume anymore. They're just like, oh, he's got that color. I mean, it matches his outfit, so he might just be wearing it for fashion. He might not be asking for that. I'm just like, that's fair. Man in jacket. He does have the ring. Okay, so we have the bracelet, the ring, the necklace. Well, I know what the ring is. I don't have it. Also a revolver. Oh, I don't know. We had a drag bar in Cardiff 20 years ago that seemed to be part of the gay scene, but I'm not sure what time frame we're thinking of. Well, this is 1890s, right? I'm thinking like Sherlock Holmes, like, hey, in the 1890s, did we have left ear? Or was it just something more modernized? It's the left ear? Yeah, because the other bad guy had the right ear, and I like quickly looked it up and I was like, us the we're here. But how are you doing today, Dickens? Alright, let's... I've been to a kink night here in my city where they close a bar and paper all the windows, and we have several gay and lesbian bars. Nice. No, I didn't mean to do that. Turn this whole thing. Who churns? Ta-da. I'm okay. It is a slow day. Well, welcome in. We are, I believe, on our last quest for this game.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
I heard about you. Bracelet. Fuck!
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
The door key? That takes us to the pawn shop. Where we found necklace, but he seems to be after all of it. So not him. Door key? Yep, that's what I figured. Should these be counting as deaths?
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Beef?
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died. 7 days ago, in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Over there immediately.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures.
Well, okay.
This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Jesus Christ. Quite old. Bruh, it's freaking like assembled. You don't even have an ending? It doesn't even have an ending, bro. What am I even doing here? Rotate all. Scoot over. Okay. Okay. Huh? Ah! Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, Forbidden. How was Rocket League? I am on the last case for this Sherlock game. And I'm trying to solve this puzzle. But it has me. And I'm kind of tempted just to hit skip. Never mind, I solved it! You're my good luck
I need
charm.
to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it.
I was a safe with ancient, what was it, Greek? Roman treasure? Where would I be? It was rocketing, you know? Nice.
This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Yo, first try. Your good luck, Forbidden. Let's go.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Tonight? Oh, I'm early. Oh god, it's another one. Alright. There's 2 possible outcomes. So 2, okay. Guess who's about to go learning how to walk again? You! Ooh, how exciting! Hold on, I have sound! You excited? Man, I'd be fucking stoked. As long as you made points. As long as you made goals, that's all that matters. Alright, let's try the second one. Okay, this one actually seems to work better. It's 2.
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Ooh, what kind of shots was he doing?
These are the marks of ineffectual lock-picking attempts.
Escape.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. A solid rope.
Gonna lay a booby trap?
This chair is... This should be useful.
Holmes? Holmes, did you just shove a whole chair in your pocket? Oh no, you moved it over. I was about to be like, this is too much video game logic. You can't be like, whole chair in pocket. There we go. Yeah, no, it was whole chair in pocket.
The door is now blocked.
Just put a whole chair in my pocket. It's fine.
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
I watch. Unless they want me to block it with the chair. Rope, I just like tie the doorknob to something.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. A simple, but this should be useful. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful.
Pocket chair for Nina? I mean, have it. I'll sit in it. I am tiny. I do know I fit children's seats, so not be unheard of.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Item required.
The door is now blocked.
Do I need to grab the rope? We're gonna grab the rope. Just pocket everything.
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now. There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
I have a tiny chair from a grade 1 classroom. I use it for working on brakes on cars. It's the perfect height. See? Tininess.
This should be useful.
I'm gonna, like, set up some weird Home Alone trap with the chandelier. Item required.
Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
Yeah, no, we're Home Aloneing this. Okay. What is with the carpet?
This should be useful.
Ah! I covered the hatch now. Like, why do you want...
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here.
Dad will be ruined. He's running.
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine the bead necklace. Yep.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
He's gonna die. Ah! death.
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Killing people.
Police! Police!
Dead? Possibly dead. Might be dead too.
Stop where you are.
Nice.
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers!
I know. Go on.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Ooh! Charles Foley will be imprisoned for organizing a grand theft. Since he is not directly guilty of murder, his sentence will be shortened. He organized the theft, which is related to the double murder. Witnessed the crime. Organized and executed a wicked plan of revenge. With the added theft of ancient valuable treasures, he deserves the robe. I've been doing so good on absolving people, but... pretty sure he killed them both, no? Let me just make sure there's no other clues.
Don't move, you flimflammer.
Watson, it's okay. Stop now. Yeah? I guess that's okay. Do I absolve him? Do I condemn him? If he's not directly guilty of murder, his sentence will be short. He'll still go to jail, but he won't die, because they're like, oh, you stole something. But as far as I can tell, he killed these two men. Though, the two men that he killed probably also weren't good guys, because they were selling the treasure. I want an acrobatic thief in my back pocket.
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful, you Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them.
I have the evil
I shall
mustache
leave
on.
now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Evil mustache.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
You're
Who's
the
there?
merry men.
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Ooh. Ooh. I mean, it looks like... Ooh! Ooh! Because I'm not British, so I'm kind of like, yeah! But then I'm also like, you know, remember the 5th of November, you know, like, F the government! But I'm just like... Terrorism. Do I blow us all up? Do I let them carry on with their plan? Hi, Crawdaddy! I'm in a moral dilemma right now. Because, like, he made some good points, but it's also like... You're kind of gonna collapse the entire economy. Like, yes, it will affect them at the top, but that just means whoever's at the bottom is gonna be even more fudged. Moral dilemma, just kill him! Here's an interesting point. Technically, both will. One is, I don't stop them. They blow up the stock exchange and just kind of ruin everyone's lives. Possibly including their own, so people will die. Or, I blow us all up and we all die right now. So either way, somebody's gonna die. Technically, the powder trail is probably the good guy option. Do I want to be a good guy? Or do I want to let them blow up the London Stock Exchange? I want anarchy at this point. Taking a cigarette and watching it go... Sorry, dilemma. Yeah, my vote's just kill him. Throw the morals out the window. But that's what I'm saying, Crawdaddy. Which way am I killing them? Am I blowing up stock exchange? Where apparently nobody's going to be working. They're just blowing up paper. But by doing it, they affect everyone's lives, so people could die. Or effing make sure somebody dies tonight by throwing a cigarette on gunpowder. Saved all those people. I just absolved all those people from crimes. I don't think they have any stuff to worry about. A burn.
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. I shall not stop you.
Also, maybe just to piss off my older brother, Minecraft. Ooh, what's gonna happen? They said they weren't gonna kill anybody.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbor. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
A lady? Alright, Charles Foley organized. Alright, condemn Foley? Yeah, it was Foley. Accept the decision. Commiserative. Commiserative. People solve the case the same way? Nice. People made the same moral choice? Most of us. Complete the game! There we go. I blew up the London Stock Exchange. Stop me if you hadn't. Do we get to see everybody after all the decisions we made? Or allowed it to happen anyway? Yeah, allowed it to happen. GG! Thank you. Thank you. Oh, she's thinking of her Sailor Man. Aw. Wait. Why does he look like he's dead? Oh no, that's her husband. Ex-husband. Yep, he gone. Your husband gone. A lot of dead husbands. Hold on. A lot of dead husbands. You're still streaming? Yeah? It's only 3? Silly Astro. Hello, Mitzvah. Thank you for the GGs. Thank you. Remember, we usually start at 10:30 and go for about 6 hours. But I made sure to put in the announcements. I was like, it's gonna be later. And I made sure to change the time to reflect it. Wait, is Mr. Turner dead? Why is he a ghost? Turner die? these people look happy. Oh, my little train people. I think I sent them to jail, didn't I? Yeah, I think I sent them to jail. Did I absolve them? No, I think I condemned them. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Which means technically after this is Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter. But we already did that. I can recall, because I questioned why that man was yelling at the dirt. Just like, why are you yelling at the dirt? And he's just like, ah! Times. Yeah. There's more. Oh, is there not, is this not a cutscene? Is this just like the end? Where I could just watch him? Oh, yeah, this is just like the end. I thought this was like, ooh, a cutscene was about to play. I was like, mystery. I am commiserative. Souvenirs, I have letters. Oh, I guess you have to like wait for them to up and load. Oh man, I was like, ooh, what like secret cutscene are we about to watch? And it's like, oh, it's nothing. Yeah. That's it! Well, there we go. That is the end of Crimes and Punishments. Sorry this was broken up into more parts than usual. I got a little bit busy with life events. Speaking of, I have to go get ready for one that's about to happen soon. So, I will see y'all Friday for the next Sherlock game, which I believe is Sherlock Chapter 1. Zeus Massey! Bye-bye!